Hi, and welcome into the Ranch Sitdown. My guest today, Jarrod Morris.
What's up, y'all? This is my new song called Dark. My biggest mistakes come in the night, where silhouettes sway with halogen lights. Neon blues fight with the flies. Lord, help me this time. When I was a boy, the two grew apart. No more joy, no more heart. I numbed my pain with chasing cards. I was good, but falling too far. Bright lights might glow. Somewhere else it's cold. Can't hide what's below. Like truth beneath the lie you told. Bright light, dark shadow. In simpler times, the heavens had plans, meaning and purpose. Now purpose is damned. Grass can be greener, but jealousy's hand steals more than you can stand. Bright lights might glow. Somewhere else it's cold. Can't hide what's below. Like truth beneath the lie you told. Bright light, dark shadows. Yeah. The right and death makes alive. Leaving is why coming home feels nice. Good in the evil, rooster it crows. Brightest lights, darkest shadows. Yeah.
Fantastic, man. Jarrod Morris hanging out with us. How are you, buddy?
I'm great, man.
It's good to
Can't
see
complain.
you. It's been days.
Days.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably need more time than that.
We caught. Tell me
It's
about
a lot.
it. Let's spill the tea. We got to chat a little bit out at LJT, where kind of it feels like you got your start, your big break in the music industry.
I did. Songwriter competition.
Yeah.
Larry Joe puts it on every year. The thing I love most about that festival is it's a family-owned business, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And some people get bent out of shape, maybe if they're in that songwriter competition and they don't win, or maybe they think certain people should win, and they sometimes speculate that it's like, heavy industry stuff happening out there.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of under-the-table money that passes around.
For sure. Yeah, it's like half the judges are like family and friends, and
right.
There's female judges, there's male judges. It's all about just the song and the
really.
songwriters.
And you've been back there in years past when that judging's taking place.
Oh yeah,
it is a long conversation, and everybody has a different winner in mind.
Yeah, and it's very thoughtful,
which is awesome about it, because that's the cool thing about that is, like, I like that he calls it the Songwriter Showcase and not competition.
Sure.
Because, like, everybody in there's, by the time you get to the finals especially, everybody's fantastic.
Yeah, and like most art, it's subjective.
It is.
It's based on opinion.
It absolutely
is. Which is fine.
Which is probably why you won.
Yeah.
Very subjective.
If it was objective, there ain't no way I'm winning that one.
So you're a guy that seems to be always coming up with new music and writing new music and playing new music, recording new music. What have you been up to lately? New music?
Mixing a new record. I'm going to put it out this summer.
You are?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell us about it.
It's heavily it's got some Texas blues to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely more rock oriented than a lot of the stuff I've done.
Okay.
Still has those folky sensibilities.
Right.
And when I say rock, I don't mean Creed or Nickelback.
Well, okay.
I mean like a more classic sense to rock, maybe even some like 90s alternative type stuff.
Okay.
But then it definitely has a Texas blues thing to it, while still, has a lot of country storytelling to it as well.
I love this music scene because it makes no sense whatsoever.
Sure.
That's the coolest thing about it, I think. It really is.
Yeah, maybe it's not the greatest for maybe a commercial music career.
Right.
But fortunately, I get to put out music that I want to, and some people listen to it. And then I get to write with a lot of people that are a little bit more connected on the commercial side. Which
Yeah.
I get to stretch that muscle, which is cool.
Can we talk about some of the people you've recently written with?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and let me preface this by saying I don't love it when a lot of songwriters like talk a lot about the people that they wrote with.
I'm asking you to talk about
Yeah,
it because I
okay.
think you should be proud.
I'm proud. Make no mistake, I'm
Right.
proud. But sometimes it comes off to me like, I heard a guy recently that had written a song that a bigger artist had cut,
Mm-hmm.
and he did this like huge social media push, and he kept saying like, I wrote this for so and so,
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
like it's like this idea that like they need you,
Yeah.
right? As opposed to being like, man, I'm tickled to death that they
Yeah.
would cut my song.
I wrote
'Cause-
this song and then just so happens.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like I'm flattered that they thought it was cool because by make no mistake, they don't need me to
Right.
write good music. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
Like
it's
they already
true.
have a huge career like without me. So
Yeah.
anyways, with saying that, yeah, like Parker put out a new single today
Mm-hmm.
that we co-wrote together, and actually we wrote it. It was a 3-way co-write, and his keys player Charlie
Yeah.
has been with Parker for like 10 years, and he had never had a cut on any of his records.
Really?
And so he was with us, and we all wrote that together. So that was cool too. That like he got on it, and it says a lot about Parker to be willing to like throw a bone to somebody like me, and like even let me in the room and contribute at all.
That you hear that a lot about Parker, even with the huge success that he's had,
Yep.
that he still wants to help other artists out and
does. He
give back
absolutely
to the
does.
music scene.
Yeah, he absolutely does.
That's incredible.
There's another kid named Logan Ryan that
Yeah.
he was grinding for a while,
Mhm.
and Parker like put out some video of him dancing to one of his songs.
I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then like
then
tweeted about him
boom.
some and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like it's just cool that he would do that type of stuff. And then I've been able to write with Aaron Watson here recently, and then Cody West is putting out a new single that
Mhm.
that we wrote together, and all these guys are so good and so easy to write with, and I'm flattered that they would include me.
It's got to be really neat. Do you ever feel intimidated walking into a room with some of these guys?
Yes.
There's
Yes.
nothing wrong with that. I mean,
Yes.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Because, like,
Yes.
do you question yourself? Do I deserve to be here?
I don't do the deserve. It's truly like I guess I'm confident in the sense that I've put in enough work. I understand why I'm there to a certain degree,
Mm-hmm.
but make no mistake, I'm like really flattered that they would like include me at all,
Yeah.
because I regard a lot of these guys so much. It's I don't even like to use the word humbling. It's not humbling because it actually makes you more confident. But
Right, yeah, yeah.
but yeah, I'm just
I'm
flattered.
doing this,
I'm
yeah.
flattered that they would do it, but I don't have any sense of like, I'm doing this for them. Without me, there ain't no way they're gonna make
Well, there's
it.
no way Parker would
No.
have ever made it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and it's collaboration. So in both scenarios, like hopefully I can pull a little something out of them. Hopefully they can pull some
I
stuff
was
out
going
of
to say
me.
you kind of can learn from each other, and
Oh.
that's the reason a lot of guys write and gals write with each other is you take some of their stylings and not steal but learn some new tricks.
Yeah, I've left some rights where they didn't really like what I was doing,
Mm-hmm.
or it just didn't like inspire them.
Sometimes you don't mesh, and that's just
Well,
and there's nothing wrong with that as a person. It's just sometimes your songwriting styles don't go
yeah,
together well.
But if you're willing to maybe explore why they didn't like it, if you're willing to have that really honest conversation with yourself,
a lot of people don't want to hear that honest
Sure.
conversation. Let's be honest.
the drive home, you can figure out a lot of stuff, because sometimes it might not even, you think it might be something lyrically you were doing or whatever, but really like you could use the same lyrics and do a different approach on the melody and stuff that maybe
Mhm.
inspires them a little bit more. And if you're willing to, not to be like too technical, but kind of analyze like some other things that they might like, or even just be willing to talk to them and ask them. The most fascinating thing I've found in songwriting is a lot of times like the stuff that you just say that you want to write during the session, like you don't find yourself actually writing.
It doesn't ever happen.
And well, no, until somebody goes, well, that's the line right there. You know, most people will be like, I just want to say something like, you know, and then fill in the blank. They'll say something. And if you have another person to go, that's it. That's the line.
That's what you should say.
But you'll sit there and just like try to find the line, when really if you just kind of, or like at the end of the session, if there's a line you don't have and somebody will be like, well, let's just put a filler line there. We'll come back to it. And then they'll just be like, what about just something like this, you know?
And then you go,
and you're like,
oh,
that was fire. That's like the
star.
perfect. Yeah. So, you know.
I feel like you need to write with somebody because you're going to beat yourself up the whole time you're writing.
Me? For sure.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, it depends on what part of the process. On the front end of stuff, the creative part,
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of let it fly. Like a lot of people will get stressed on the front end of like a song and they'll be like, well, what are we writing about? What is this about? What are we? And I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like we're going to kind of figure out as we go. This thing's going to sort of tell us.
So you don't go in with any mindset of today we're going to write a song about riding horses.
Well, sometimes you have lyrical ideas. Sometimes you have melodic ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And it changes every time. Other times it's like, if you're willing to kind of go in the direction that the song wants to go, sometimes it might not be that lyric. Maybe it's another one, or maybe it's a different, like the melody ends up going to a different place. If you're kind of willing to just be open-minded about it. So that's the route that I try to take. Hopefully I don't sound like, and it's different every time, and it's humbling every time.
Insane is what you
yeah, maybe.
But that's what's cool about it. Like you've got your system, and it doesn't probably even make sense to you. It just happens. And for a lot of guys, it's like they can't explain it. It just happens. It's a gift you've been given.
Maybe. I do think you have to work at it. It's a muscle too. Some people are
so if you ever tried working at it, you think you'd be better? No. Sorry. You know I got to give you one, Chad.
Well, you have to keep that one in there too. You have to keep that one in there.
So, I mean, what is your process? Like, do you schedule time to write? Because I know you're busy.
It depends. Like in Nashville, you have to kind of like schedule time with
Mm-hmm.
people. But even now with technology, you can send a lot of stuff back and forth, like through text messages.
Right.
But I usually just try to just strike while the creative juices are flowing,
Mm-hmm.
you know, for lack of better
Yeah.
phrase.
A
you know?
gross term, yeah.
I don't love using the word juice, but
Yeah, I was going to say. It's kind of...
it was with a G, so I don't know if
Oh,
that's
okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Jesus. So let's talk about Nashville. That's a conversation that probably you've heard before. The anti-Nashville Texas music fan sentiment. Is Nashville a bad place?
As a whole, no.
Okay.
I think if you got enough creative people, regardless if they're painting, writing books, making songs, if you got enough of those people together in a small area and they're all trying to do the same thing,
Right.
and they're all writing together
Mm-hmm.
or doing whatever art it is they're doing together, it's all probably going to start having a similar sound and a
Right.
similar vibe, and everybody's going to kind of start writing about the same things. Because we're social creatures like that, and we're sort of herd animals in a way, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, just if a certain type of clothing gets popular, everybody's wearing it. You know, if a certain style of house, like interior design gets popular, everybody decorates their house that
Oh,
way.
yeah.
We're like, as humans, we're kind of that way. And so I think if you get it, it's not necessarily just Nashville. But that's the only place other than maybe kind of LA that there's that many creatives all together doing one thing. You know, if we were to do that out here, I think
You think if all those people were to move to Texas, the sound
same
would
thing
be
would
different?
happen. Well, it would probably be different, but make no mistake, it would all probably kind of start sounding the same.
Right. And that's the biggest complaint you get from people is like, all that mainstream sounds exactly the same.
Yeah.
And there's a reason for that.
Yeah. And so I think it's good. I'm glad I didn't go there early on. I'm glad I put out my own music.
Right.
And just was sort of a lone wolf because I think it gave me a unique perspective on how to write and how to be myself.
Right.
And then had at least a level of success that I could stand on and be like, well, this kind of worked, you know? So now when I go to town, some people are like, well, daggum, you're just like, that's really unique or whatever. And I can be like, well, yeah, this is my thing. And at least it's in my tool belt where I can draw on it if I want, but it's
Mhm.
totally authentic to myself. But I don't think I would have developed that if I had moved to Nashville early on. I would have probably just fallen into some of
So
those.
would you suggest to a new artist to try to find themselves before they take that Nashville deal or move to Nashville?
I mean, I don't want to speak
I
like
mean,
I'm
it
an
worked. It sounds like it
authority.
worked for you.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely worked on it, and I I listened to mainstream stuff, and I
Mm-hmm.
listened to pop music, but I also listened to a lot of like super indie
Mm-hmm.
stuff. Um, I think it just depends on the person and what you're actually trying to accomplish. I always wanted to do something just authentic and unique to myself. So
Right.
I thought the best way of doing that, well, and maybe it was to prove to myself that it even was any good, is like put it out on my own, do some of my own stuff, and like let's see if it does any good. And then if it does, then okay, maybe you can bring that more to like a commercial thing and go write with some other people,
Right.
as opposed to just going in there cold turkey and like I have no idea if my stuff's any good. So I think early on it was kind of proving to myself a little bit
Ooh.
that it was like at least decent.
That sounds frightening.
Well, the whole thing's frightening to a
Right.
degree, but my family's like, my family reunions were, it was the types that would like goad you into playing, and
Oh,
then
really?
just to tell you how bad you sucked.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, come on. You're an
Yeah.
artist. Play us a song.
Yeah. So like the least frightening thing is like playing for some nice people that are like actually into music.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
Because
Playing for one of my cousins is
you
like,
know that
terrifying.
cousin is just waiting.
Oh,
Like, please
brutal.
just finish the song because I got my line.
No, he'll stop me.
Oh,
They
in the
would-
middle of the
Oh,
song?
they'd stop me. Don't ever play that again. That's terrible.
This is what you've been doing? Okay, great. So you're a big fan of music, and it seemed to be always finding some really cool new artists. Who are some of the new, like, local artists that you've had your eye on maybe that are on the way up? Maybe you've, like, done some shows with you?
Dude, there was a band Laredo.
Yeah.
They've got a real unique thing.
They are wild, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they've got a unique thing going on. And because some of my new music too, like has some punk elements to it as well.
Okay.
But like folky punk, which might not make sense to some people, but cowpunk
Okay, now that's
in a way.
I like that term.
Kind of has a grungy thing, but yeah. So the band Laredo has kind of some of that stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then man, I thought there's a song called Easy Tiger that Shelby Stone has that I
Yeah.
think is like could be, in my opinion, could be just like a worldwide smash.
Yeah.
Like if like a massive, yeah, I mean you get like freaking Sabrina Carpenter or Casey Musgraves to cut that song, it's a hit.
Absolutely.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
But it very well could be. Like she sounds great doing it, but my point is like if just a huge artist did it, it would be like enormous. Yeah, so those people are great. There's a whole bunch of people. Like we were just talking about Presley Hale and like Race Ricketts.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a tremendous amount of people that are like really working at it, and like really trying to write something unique to themselves in this area, and it's amazing. And then because of like 95.9, to actually give people a spot to be able to play some of this stuff is incredible.
Well done. Well played, sir. Very
Yeah.
nice. So what's amazing to me now is like all these 17 and 18-year-olds that are coming out with this incredible sound.
It's mind-numbing.
Like
Yeah.
it's kind of pisses me off in a way because at 17 and 18, I had no direction in my life whatsoever. And I mean, these guys and gals just like, where did you come from?
It worries me.
Yeah, it
More than
should.
I'm in awe that they're that good. It took me so long to be able to even just like do something halfway decent in front of another human.
Mm-hmm.
Not just music, you know.
Do you think most of that, and I get on the old man subject again, do you think most of that is because of social media and they're used to being in front of a camera and faces and
Maybe.
people watching them?
Maybe.
Maybe that's the thing.
I've never thought about that specifically. But even just the way they play and sing,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, how'd you get that good? How'd you get that good? You're like 17.
Yeah.
And maybe some of the music isn't like necessarily for me.
Yeah.
And doesn't, at least like some of the songwriting might not resonate that much, but like their ability to play and sing is like, what? I couldn't even do that. The thing that worries me is, and it's more so from just like I just know how I was when I was 17.
Yeah.
And then you know, like for anybody that's like had a dad or like or good parents or anything, one of the biggest things for a parent, I think, is making your children like appreciate things and work for things.
Mm-hmm.
Because part of joy and happiness in life is like earning something.
Yeah.
And the depressing thing for me, maybe for them, is like if something comes a little bit too easy, I'm not even say they don't deserve it because they're really good.
Right.
It's just more so it concerns me that I hope they can find some joy and happiness in the process. I hope that it doesn't just come too easy. A lot of us like hope things are easy for us when really the greatest blessing is like if you really have to grind for something and work hard for something,
and then you
it's
find
so much more
success.
rewarding.
Yeah. Oh
you
yeah.
know? And like it kind of makes me a little bit sad if maybe they don't have to grind as hard. But it's not in like a resentful. Oh, that's that's BS. They need to. It's not like that. I'm happy for
kids
them. It's
these
cool.
days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you go back to the days of the childhood actors and what has happened to them, and you do get concerned about that. You find success and a lot of money at such an early age. What happens?
100%.
Yeah, you got to have a good team behind you that's got your best interest and not their best interest at heart. That's the hardest part, I think.
You think so?
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to name a name, but there's a 17-year out there that's absolutely incredible, and everywhere his goes, his mom's at his hip.
Yeah,
his mom is with it, and she's a wonderful lady, and she's got his best interest at heart, and that's the thing. Like
but still, at the end of the day, like if you're not having to grind very hard, if stuff's coming pretty easy for you, dude, it don't matter if you like run a business. I've not known a lot of business owners that have a ton of money, and it just came easy, and then they just seem to have. They'll even tell you they're just like they have this level of unhappiness and unfulfillment. But then you talk to some other people that like really grinded for it, and they're just so
they're on top
excited.
Of the world. Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
They might even have less money than that guy.
Yeah,
but they're happier. And there's even people that have no money that have worked really hard.
I'm right here,
and
dude.
they're just me too.
It's the way it is.
The duplex by the railroad tracks. I'm freaking crushing it. Yeah. Yeah, I think the joy really comes from the work. Putting in the work.
I agree.
And, so that's why I'm thankful for my journey because it hasn't necessarily came easy. I've always gotten like just enough help and like just enough to like keep going.
Right.
And so it's kept me in it, but I also haven't had too much to like totally lose myself or like lose some happiness and joy. I've had to grind at it, which I'm thankful for.
What is the successful point for you? Where do you feel like you've made it? Like what stage are you on?
I in a sort of abstract way, I'm there. Like in a fulfillment way, I'm there. I get to make music and be able to like at least like earn a living and pay bills.
Right.
And make music I want to make. And people send me messages like about my songs and stuff, like really heavy stuff. Also just fun stuff. We can have a good time. But then like, it's like where like this song played at my brother's funeral and just stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Which is really cool. And then I get to go write with awesome people, meet like incredibly just cool people that are doing really cool things with their lives. So in that, and I was a horseshoer for like 10 years. So
yeah.
I don't have to shoe horses anymore, which is just.
You got people now.
Incredible. Like I don't have to do that to earn a buck. And that's great. That's great. So in that sense, I've made it. I'm content in that way.
Right.
But I mean, I still want to just keep pushing and take it as big as I can, but I'm content in that regard. But I'd like, in terms of just making it, I'd probably, I think there is like a level of a certain amount of tickets sold at shows. Maybe if I didn't have to grind quite as hard to like promote shows and stuff. Quite as hard. Like I'm still
just a little less work.
Yeah. Because there's got a lot of guys I know that it's sort of baked in the cake at this point, and like they freaking go play a show and there's going to be 1,000 people there.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll fluctuate.
Anything,
It'll be 1,500 to 500 people.
Right.
And it's like, dude, that's a lot of people to go play for.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm in that category of like 200 to 600, and which is still a ton. So
that's
it's
a lot of people.
Yeah, it's all based on perspective because like most of us are always looking forward.
Like, I don't want to be at that show; it's too big.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe. I don't know if everybody's
a lot of people.
I don't think anybody's ever said that at one of my shows.
God, there's too many people here. I'm leaving.
No, I mean that's what I mean. It's like it's gotten to a point where it's like it's fulfilling, where I can kind of breathe. That's like,
right.
Oh, okay. And it like
that's good, man. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, but you'd like it to always grow, but it's always perspective. But we're always looking forward, like, man, I'd like to be there, but we're never looking behind, going, oh, holy cow, there's a lot of people that wish they're in my shoes.
Yeah.
So
do some fun questions. What is the strangest pre-show ritual for you that you normally wouldn't admit unless you were asked by a super average radio DJ?
Singing through a straw.
Singing through a straw. What?
Singing through a straw.
That was really quick too.
Yeah. Well, when you said it, I immediately went to vocal warm-ups.
So what does that do for you?
Dude, if you heard me do vocal warm-ups, like it's already borderline, like whether or not I'm a good hang. Like
right.
if you,
That's it.
yeah, like that's
I'm good.
That's the nail in the coffin.
Yeah,
If
we'll
you-
show up about halfway through the show. We're good. We'll
You're
talk
not-
after.
You're not coming to the show if you hear the
We'll
vocal
talk
warm-ups.
after.
But yeah, there was this doctor that he's like dedicated he's a voice doctor. I
Okay.
don't know what those are specifically called, but and
Did
he
he
was
have a van or was it an actual office?
yeah, dude, it's parked right outside. I keep him in my van.
Right. He's
No,
tied up now.
He's done a bunch of research on the voice and stuff, and so he developed. I don't know. He's written a bunch of crazy papers on it and stuff. But those little coffee straws,
Yeah.
like if your voice is tired and weak, it's actually used for a lot of people, like speech pathologists, people that have like voice atrophy and vocal issues like that. It's to strengthen the muscles around it.
That's crazy.
And so you sing through this little tiny coffee straw, and it like kind of recalibrates the vocal folds or whatever. It's like a compression thing.
That's bizarre.
It's weird. So you
video that one time. I'd like to see that.
just
You don't have to put it on social. I just want to see it.
yeah, just close your eyes. You know when I show it to you.
Oh yeah, dear
yeah.
God. Actually, never mind. Oh, we'll talk after the show. If you could only eat gas station food for the rest of your life, what would be your go-to?
Dude, there's these little pork tenderloin things that come in just a sleeve.
Oh yeah,
They're usually at Love's.
yeah.
But they don't like really. There's a lot of salt in them, but for the most part,
Which is why they're so good.
they're pretty healthy for the most. They don't have like a bunch of BS put into them. That's the hardest thing is finding stuff that's halfway real.
Yeah.
Or eggs, boiled eggs.
Oh, from a gas station?
Well, yeah, they come in those little packages.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I try to eat like relatively
Jesus.
healthy.
I bet you smell wonderful in the van.
And then a case of beer.
Case of light beer.
Case of beer and a pack of Marlboro Reds.
Right, exactly.
Look,
I'm healthy.
Well, you got to pick your,
But it's only one pack.
you got to
so
pick your
yeah.
spots. Because if I throw in, a Crispito on top of that,
Yeah,
it's like,
then you've over the top.
then I can't have a smoke.
Right.
You know,
We can't have that.
I don't think my checklist makes a lick of sense, but
Would you trade your best song for a lifetime supply of Whataburger?
no.
Okay. Okay. Just checking.
Especially
so that
since-
endorsement's out.
Especially, I'm not great at the business side of this
Right.
stuff. Yeah. I mean, didn't they get bought by some big company?
Haven't we all?
Is
I mean, let's be honest.
dude? Well,
Aren't
if
we
you-
all owned
if,
in some way?
If you have, just send them my way, too.
Congratulations.
Yeah. But I feel like Whataburger went downhill a little bit.
Okay.
No,
No,
don't feel the same way.
I'm staying completely out of that one.
High school, I grew up in Decatur, so I was after football games Friday night. It was
That was probably the only place open.
dude triple meat, triple
Yeah,
cheese
absolutely.
every Friday. The best.
Absolutely. I think Whataburger's going to come to you and prove a point now.
They better.
That's what you got to get the Whataburger boots.
Look,
That's what I want, man.
you
those are
know,
cool.
I am the the medium to the masses.
Right.
For Whataburger.
Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck
Dude,
or 100 duck-sized horses?
hold on, say it again. Sorry.
Would you
That one
rather
caught me
fight?
off guard.
Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
What? This also
Can you
this
imagine this duck?
this also has such depth to it.
Because you're a horseshoer. That's the thing.
One
Or it used to
horse-sized
be.
duck or
Yeah.
100
Which is a big duck.
duck-sized
That's a big damn
horses.
duck.
100 duck-sized horses.
Okay.
100%.
Why?
Because like a horse-sized duck, it could flap you to death,
It could,
right?
but 100.
It could peck you too. One
duck-si-
peck, you're done.
That's true, but 100 duck-sized.
100
horses.
duck-sized horses, they're itty bitty. I just stomp on them.
Good lord.
At that point, a duck-sized horse is just a weird-looking duck.
It's just a giant duck.
It's just a weird-looking duck.
It is. What's your secret talent that has absolutely nothing to do with music? Napping in the middle of an interview? Is that
Yeah, like having a stroke. Probably
Really good
probably horseshoeing.
well, yeah.
I'd say
okay.
horseshoeing.
Okay.
I don't really like to call it a talent.
Neither do any of the people you've horseshoed for.
Yeah, they would disagree too.
Oh, so you're done. Okay, good.
yeah. Perfect. I don't have to fire you.
Well, okay. That's enough of that. How about one more song?
Oh yeah.
Do you
totally.
mind?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Jarrod Morris hanging out with us on the Ranch Sitdown. Tell us, as you're getting ready here, what
Yeah.
song are we going to hear, my friend?
Man, I got married like 7 years ago.
Yes. So a
And,
wonderful lady, by the way.
She's amazing. Little barrel racer,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a horseshoer. So like, our first few years of our marriage was like pretty rough because we were both a lot.
Yeah.
And had a lot going on.
Yeah.
And we jumped in pretty quick. We bought this horse ranch up in Decatur. Couldn't afford it. We had 7 pastures around the corner of our property, and the corner pasture was pasture 4.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the one that, like, I would discover all the horses that she had bought.
Oh, the ones you didn't know about?
The ones I didn't know about, for sure. And, so I was stumbling up to the house one night, and I was thinking about, like, the idea of unconditional love. And then I ended up writing this song. This one's called In Between.
All right.
Yeah, I had addiction that needed killed. She got left out of the family will. No one says we're a match made in heaven. And all the doctors want to put us on depression pills. 'Cause I care way too much about an old ranch dog. She rolls her eyes when I'm a know-it-all. Yeah, I'm always gonna find that brand new horse she tried to hide in pasture 4. Sometimes we're mean, sometimes we're funny, but sometimes we need the money. But I got her, and she got me, and nothing else matters in between. Yeah, nothing else matters that's in between, yeah. We've been worse than we'll both admit. Either one of us will pull one hell of a trick. Yeah, we can roll some dice, but it's always 7s. But thank God she won't ever let us quit. Yeah, we live way too close to that racehorse sale. 17 head buying 2-string bales. Back tax broke for a couple of years, so I break my back to get cash for beer. Sometimes she leaves when I start cussing, and sometimes she's bad at loving. But I got her, and she got me, and nothing else matters in between. Yeah, nothing else matters that's in between. Yeah. Yeah, I got some family, they're a hell of a lot. Well, one's a damn doc selling medical pot. But she never really cared, and damn, I love her. Someday her mama's gonna give me a shot. I hope so. Well, she can put up with a Texas man. I pretend she ain't from Washington. I'm the one to blame for most our fights, and she forgets about when she lies. Sometimes we're sweet, it tastes like honey, and sometimes love looks funny. But I got her, and she got me, and nothing else matters. Oh no, nothing else matters that's in between, yeah.
Very nice, very nice. Jarrod Morris, man, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Gracias.
Appreciate you, my friend.
Thank y'all.
His name is Jarrod Morris, and he ain't horseshoeing no more. Thank you, buddy.
Hey, that's a good merch idea.